Hello and welcome to the Stash and Bench, where the stash defies the laws of physics and the bench defies description. My name's Carl, and I build all different kinds of scale models, all scales, all types, all genres. Now, I have not had a lot of bench time over the past couple of months, as I said in the last video, and very little in the past week. I did manage to get a couple of decals on the 172 scale Airfix Red Arrows Nat. But I drove down to Ventura, California, and I went to the Left Coast Scale Classic Model Car Show. Had a great time there. More on that later. My club's group build deadline is coming up in about 9 weeks. The IPMS Silver Wings Sacramento model show is coming up in 3 weeks. And I am inspired and enthused to really try to carve out more time, more bench time, just to get some stuff built. Anyway, so I went down to Ventura. It was model cars of all scales, everything from 1/64th up to large scale lowriders, RC cars. They even had a couple of full-size cars there as well. A fellow Yorkshireman who I met at the last NNL West last year. I forgot to mention, he goes by Crow Customs, Lee Crowden. Crow Customs on YouTube and Instagram, possibly on Facebook too, but definitely YouTube and Instagram. Check him out. He flew over from the UK to show his stuff there. He built some beautiful custom cars there. Yeah, I had some great interactions, chatted to a few people. Now, I figured out a while ago that I can't go all day socializing and chatting to people. That's just not me. I get burned out. I get exhausted by that. I value the interactions with people. I really do enjoy those interactions, but I can't do it all day. So what I do now is I'll go in for an hour or so, chat to people, and then I'll leave, go somewhere else, have a little alone time to recharge, then I'll go back, and that way I get more positive interactions with people instead of being burned out after a few hours and just being tired and not wanting to talk to anyone. So anyway, I did that, had a great time, and well, one of the reasons I haven't had much bench time is because I've had a lot of overtime at work, and so that means I had some money to spend in the vendor area. So I brought back a few things. Well, I'll show those a bit later on. And I have some videos that I took there at the Left Coast Scale Classic. So let's have a look at those videos. So if you've been following along, you'll know that this is the very old, very old boxing of the Airfix Red Arrows net. This tooling dates back to either the late 60s or the early 70s. I've forgotten. Anyway, it's very old. And the decals that came in this box were unusable. So, first of all, I thought that maybe I could use the decals from, hold on again, this special hobby kit. But it turns out that the Red Arrows decals in this are for a hypothetical Red Arrows plane, and this kit is a pre-production single-seater, so quite different to this and not really what I wanted, so that wouldn't work. Then I thought, well, they've actually done a new tool, Red Arrows Nat, so I bought that, and here it is. But this only has decals for one plane. So if I use the decals for this on the old tool Nat that I'm building, then I wouldn't have decals for this. And I want decals for this because I want to build this. So then I decided, well, how about a later boxing of this kit? So I got one from the I think it was released in the 1990s, late 90s, maybe 98 or something. And the decals they're usable, but they are severely out of register. At this point, I've given up trying to find better decals for that, and so I'm just going ahead and using these. I just want to get this done with, and that's how that's going right now. Even though I put a gloss coat on it and used a lot of Microsol and Microset, you can still really see the carrier film on the serial number there. Not serial number, whatever you call it. But I'm hoping that maybe if I do another gloss coat over that, maybe that'll hide it. Anyway, that's how that's going right now. So that sums up everything I've done on my bench in the very little time that I've had this past week. Okay, additions to the stash. First of all, I got a couple more sets of photo etch railings from White Ensign Models for the group build for my club, which is this 1/350th scale HMS Kent, which I've got a long way to go. I've got to finish this in 9 weeks. So I've got those. Now, you'll have to excuse me bending down and picking things up off the floor. I'm not prepared. Things that I got from the Left Coast Scale Classic yesterday. Cadillac engine, the old Revell parts pack. Monogram 1/25th scale Chevy Impala convertible, 59 Impala with the big fins. It appears to be complete, although the box is a little cut up. I'm not sure if anything. Oh yeah, somebody told me, yeah, the guy that sold it to me told me the fold down top is missing, but that's not a huge deal. It looks like everything else is there. I'm not going to open everything up. I don't have a lot of time, and this is going to be a long video anyway with the videos for the from the show. I got a couple of these old AMT 3-in-1 customizing kits. How they fit so much stuff into these little boxes is amazing. This one, the 53 Studebaker, I opened this up and started taking stuff out, and then I realized I couldn't fit it all back in there. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But I already have a couple of later boxings of the 53 Studebaker, and it's such a cool kit. You get so many ideas looking at it, different things you can do to customize it. So this was a fun thing to find. The other one's the 59 El Camino. So they're going to be a lot of fun. AMT 65 Riviera. I never quite know how to say that. This, I guess, is... I tell you now, I'm a wannabe car guy. I don't know a lot about cars. They look cool. They sound cool. I love the way they move and sound and everything. But I think this is supposed to be a custom version. It says based on the movie car of the year, Via Riviera by George Barris. So I guess this is already a custom version. So I'm willing to be informed about this. Tell me anything that you want about that. I'm all ears. We've got the 59 Chrysler Imperial. Again, I love these 50s cars with the big fins on the back. It just looks so cool. 85 Oldsmobile 442. Super cool looking car from the 80s. Just I understand this was better in some regards than the Chevy Monte Carlo. That's what some people tell me. Tell me what you think. Leave comments in the comments below, or email me at thestashandbench@gmail.com. Feel free to tell me I know absolutely nothing, which I'm happy to admit I don't. And then at my club's meeting today, I won the raffle, and most of my aircrafts are British subjects, a few American. I have built a Japanese plane in the past. Here's one I built before, the Tamiya, I forget its designation, but it's the Allies called it the Raiden, and that was a fun build. It just goes together so nice and neat, and I had fun building that. That hung from my son's bedroom ceiling for a long time, hence it's kind of dusty. So here we have a Zero in, what scale? Looks like 48 scale. What scale is this? Oh, a 32 scale Zero. That's a big plane. So that's going to be fun. Just something different for me. So that is the additions to the stash this time. I've got to build more and buy less. I feel like I've said that a few times before. Anyway, that's all I've got. Hold up. Wait a minute. I forgot something in the additions to the stash. So, growing up in the UK, one of my my favorite comic was 2000 AD. And there are a lot of characters in 2000 AD that could have been made into movies and, you know, made into bigger things. But obviously, the one that everyone knows is Judge Dredd. And that's the one that's been most exploited for action figures and toys and as it happens, some vinyl large-scale models. So these things go for hundreds on eBay if they're in their untouched state, if they haven't been messed around with. I found some for a pretty low price, but they've already been kind of removed. You know, they've had the parts assembled or partially assembled and cleaned up and stuff. So I have Judge Dredd and Judge Death. So let's have a look at Judge Dredd for a start. This is from Halcyon Models, or Halcyon Collectibles, or whatever. And these are vinyl parts. And this is kind of how it comes, like this. And you have to connect everything together. The knee pads are all separate. Some parts have already been joined together, like the legs have been, they kind of snap together. It's in pretty good condition. We have the arm in 2 parts, and another shoulder pad here, things like that, and they get a base to stand on. So that's Judge Dredd, and also I have Judge Death, who was another character in the comics. Now, he had been partially assembled, and from looking at other people's Judge Death figures that they have for sale, the legs tend to get warped together. He's supposed to be standing with his legs splayed out, arms to the sky, screaming at the sky. And I tried to spread the legs out and broke off the foot and the ankle here. The feet are separate pieces that are glued on, but this broke a little further up at the ankle. So now I know that you're supposed to warm them up, you know, in like hot water or something, and then gently reshape them until they're in the right shape. Interestingly, the Judge Death's head is a different material to everything else in both kits. It's not the slightly soft vinyl. It's a much harder and finely detailed part. So I don't know why that is. But anyway, I was excited to get these. I got to look up how to deal with vinyl things, how to glue them, how to fix all the problems like the things being out of shape. Yeah, I've been looking for these for a long time. Anyway, back to whatever segment was going to be after this. I can't remember, but it'll all become clear when I edit all this together. Okay? Hopefully I'll have some build progress to show you next video. I really am determined to make more bench time, get more stuff done, get some results, and take something to a show. With that being said, be good to yourself, be good to those around you, and remember, you can't build them all, but you can have fun trying.